bag work about an apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You tune in to Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man, Kill. I got my squad up here in effect with me today. I got my cousin out of Brooklyn, Joanna. What's going on, Joe?
What's up? How you doing?
Everything good. Nick out the ATL. What's good, brother?
What's going on, my man? How you doing?
Good. Porsche, my executive producer, the producer.
Hardly.
Hey, Kill. Together. What's going on, miss?
How's it going?
I'm good. Everybody else sipping on the dope beverages. I got a vitamin water zero over here trying to lose some weight. So Vegas, what's poppin', man? What you sipping on over there, man?
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. All right, let's get right into it, man. For everybody who may not know, back in the day, I was a comic book fanatic. I loved it. And recently on YouTube, I found this channel called Comic Variant, where they do things like they give you all the information on comics, the top 10 Marvel storylines, top 10 DC storylines, all that good stuff. But what I love is they have these episodes called Versus. And what they do is, for people who don't read comics, you got Marvel and DC. They're the two big ones. Marvel, Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk, DC's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, all that. But both of those comics have people who are very similar. So you got the Flash with DC, Quicksilver for Marvel, they go fast. So what dude will do is say, who would win in a battle between Flash and Quicksilver, or Aquaman and Submariner, or Spider-Man and Batman. So, and I love these things. I watch them all day long, which got me thinking, there's a lot of MCs that I know I wanted to see battle over the years, and we didn't get to see it for whatever, one reason or another. So I thought this would be a dope time to kind of look at some of these things, not to mention on Twitter, I put something up last week about Lyte being my favorite female MC, and then people started coming in with, I think Jean Grae would be dope, or I think such and such. And I'm like, yo, Jean couldn't even handle Digga. What you talking about beating Lyte? So then we just got into these whole conversations about battles that, of course, we never really saw, but would be dope to see. So that's what we're going to be chopping it up about tonight. Gnu, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what up, Kill? How you?
Good, everything good. You to the side though. We could rock with you though.
Yeah.
You on the side, John. But we get you there. There you go. You getting there.
These iPhones, man. I tell you.
Right.
There you go, bro. There you go. So yo, let's jump right into it. This is a battle I always wanted to see. I always wanted to see when NWA, when Q broke off and all the beef started, 100 miles and running. I always wanted to see DOC versus Ice Cube. Now, of course, we never got that battle because of DOC's voice. I was talking about it to my man today. We was listening to his album. And I'm like, how bugged is that this dude gets in a car accident and loses his voice? Like, I've never heard that from anybody else. You get in a car accident, you're paralyzed, you got to get your leg cut off, but you lose your voice. I've never heard that before. So it was just so ironic. I felt like dude was the truth. So I want to know, who do y'all think would have won in a battle? We're going to look at battle two ways. Me and Gnu was talking about this earlier, that you have the battle on wax, but then you also could have a face-to-face battle. And then sometimes I think this person on wax, he may have got him on wax, but in person, somebody else may have won. So for me personally, I think that DOC would have handled Cube on wax. I think easily. No disrespect to Common, but if Common could give it to Cube, I know DOC in his prime, and everything we're talking about is in their prime, could have gave Cube. But I do think on a one-to-one battle, I think Cube would have won in person just out of Cube's personality, cracking jokes and things like that. So for me, I got to go with the DOC on that. Vegas, what do you think about this? DOC, I know Cube is your guy, but all allegiances aside, who do you think would have won in that battle?
I think on wax, I think it would have been Cube, because like you said,
You're talking about him and everybody being in their prime, and even though Common got him, he didn't get him in his prime. He got West Side Connection, Cube.
Cube.
But
what you say, Nick? The Cube.
He got Cube.
Yeah, that shit. That was the point where I was like, yeah, Ice Cube, I'm out, man.
Yeah.
Right. Clubbing. But in person, I think DOC would have got him because DOC's energy. I was just listening to his debut album the other day. His energy is battle rap energy. You know what I'm saying? And I think Q would have had some slick lines, and we would have been like, oh, you know, it's hardcore. But I think DOC's energy just would have taken the cake, especially back then. You know, when battling was a big thing. So yeah.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, who you got on this? DOC or Q?
I mean, I think Cube in both cases, actually, like in person and on wax, because I actually have to disagree with Vegas. I think Cube's energy would have been there anyway, in any regard. So I think, like, I mean, he was amazing on No Vaseline, and I think he would have brought that. I don't know. I don't think it would have been any different, to be honest. I think we would have gotten Cube, like Cube, the Cube that we know in his prime.
All right, no doubt. Nick, Cube is your dude too. Allegiance to the side. Who you got?
Like Vegas said, DOC would have got him in the live forum due to the energy, the performance part. But on wax, like Cube in his prime, I think Cube would have got him. Like Common got lucky. He got like Larry Holmes when he got chubby. That's what Cube he got. He ain't getting tip top heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He got that was like 97.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yo, you know the funny thing, bro,
dumb mega, all that crap.
The funny thing is, I never thought about it like that, but y'all 100% right. You know what I mean? Like y'all right. You know, this is the St. Ides. This is past St. Ides doing commercials.
Jerry Curl.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we talking Jerry Curl Cube. All right, no doubt. Joe, who you got for this one?
I gotta agree. DOC, I believe, would have taken him in the rap battle live. That clowning and all that stuff that Cube does, that wouldn't have worked out face to face for him. I'm sorry. I think he would have just got destroyed there. And but however, you know, the way that his music on wax is produced and, you know, putting that time in, there's no doubt when he, you know, drops something, it's of the best quality. But I don't think he could just come off the dome like that. I just don't think that he's got that kind of skill set, you know. So I think he wouldn't have done that live rap battle for sure.
All right, so you got Cube taking both.
I got Doc taking the live rap battle.
All right,
and Cube on wax.
All right, no doubt. Gnu, who you got for this, bro?
Man, very, very hard to say, man. Everybody made good points, man. Like Pusha was saying, Cube, man, with that No Vaseline, man, he went at NWA, took the whole crew out, man. You know what I'm saying? And DOC was a mad, he was a mad lyrical dude, man. Like, you know, he could flip his words. He got a lot of wordplay, you know what I mean? And Cube was also nice with the storytelling and the jokes. So it's hard to say, man. But on wax, I would probably say Cube. I think Cube would get him because he would have more time to write down and really dig in DOC ass. You know what I'm saying? But live, like face to face battle, I think Doc would get him. I think DOC would eat him up just because, you know, like everybody was saying, his energy. You know, he high output when it come to lyrics, man. So that's how I would put it.
All right, no doubt. It's funny that you said that, you know, he would have had time to sit there and prepare for it, because one of the episodes of that YouTube show I was watching, it was Batman versus Black Panther, and they were saying that, you know, if Batman knew you, Porsche laughing. I'm a comic book nerd, Porsche.
I just that's such a weird pair. I know.
That's
Black Panther will whoop his ass, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They was like,
Batman would study him though. Batman would sit in the lab and
that's what they said. Batman at the time,
he would have some shit for him.
He will win. But if this was like, yo, they just both walking down the street, they was like, Panther will win.
And get busy real quick.
If Batman knew this fight was coming up, he would prepare.
He'll invent some gadgets or whatnot. Yeah,
exactly.
Gadgets ain't got nothing on the Wakanda gadgets though.
Yeah, but you know, Black Panther got the vibranium.
For the vibranium.
Study all that.
Vibranium, right?
You can't study for that. You gotta go over there to get that to study.
Right. Black Panther's got it.
Black Panther, we about to do this too. What I got this one, I'm a little bit harder. You got G-Rap in his prime versus Big Daddy Kane in his prime. This comes from millions of conversations I've had throughout the years of who ripped their verse better on the symphony, G-Rap or Kane. I've heard this since it dropped in '88. Who had the better verse? For me personally, I think at their prime, they both got the same producer, Marley Marl. In his prime, I think on wax and in person, Kane would have took the battle. Now, and again, let me say this from the door. First of all, if two people is rumbling, they both nice. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you just picked G-Rap like he ain't nice. Now, everybody is nice. If you in the ring, if you in the square circle, you nice. But I just think on wax, Kane would have took it, and in person, Kane would have took it. What about you, Vay?
Man, I probably should have just not come on this show today. Like, damn, Kane. I mean, I gotta go with Kane because it's almost similar with the DOC situation. Like Kane's energy just relentless, and his wordplay was relentless. And you know, he can make dope records that could match G-Rap. And it's difficult to say that, but yeah, I think Kane would have took him in both regards.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Porsche?
In this case, I would agree. I would agree with you in Vegas. I do agree for the same reasons, honestly.
All right, no doubt. Nick?
Yeah, same. I thought we was doing Kane and Rakim, man. He threw the curveball on me.
It's coming, but still got time, brother.
Yeah, BDK, because on wax it would be closer, but I still think Kane would edge him. And live, I think he would eat G-Rap up.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. What about you, Joanna?
Yeah, I gotta go with Kane. Like this is like a no-brainer. Yeah. You know, Kane still can put a live show on. Like, you know, I've seen him. I want to say maybe I saw him maybe 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, and he's still jumping up. You know, they perform him, Scrappy, and they put that show on, them guys. You know, so in terms of freestyle, he still has that skill. You know, so forget it. Sorry, Kumo. I like Kumo a lot too.
Not Kumo, Cool G-Rap.
I'm sorry, Cool G. I like Cool G-Rap a lot, but nah.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Gnu?
Overall, I would say Kane. Verse for verse though, man, those dudes would be neck and neck, man. You know what I mean? But overall, Kane is just a showman. Kane is like a champion. Like, you know, he's like a born. You know what I'm saying? He would just overpower G-Rap, man, with his charisma. You know what I'm saying? G-Rap is he a beast, he a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get real grimy. But I think Kane overall, I think he'd take it, man.
All right.
You know me. I make jokes about Kane album output, but I'm not going to that man's skill set at all.
Yeah.
All right. No doubt. Now, look, one of the things, like I said, they was doing on a comic channel is putting people who are very similar, Aquaman versus Submariner, you know, like I said, Quicksilver versus Flash. A lot of times I would hear when we would be debating at Morgan, it was always, yo, who's doper? Who's a doper duo, Pete and CL or Guru and Primo? You had two MCs, two of the dopest producers. If they had to go out, if you had Gangstar,
this ain't even close to me.
Versus, I'm just saying, it's just again, I'm just pulling from conversations I've had throughout the years. You know what I mean? You got Guru and Primo coming at Pete and CL in their primes. Vague, who you got, man? Oh, my bad. I didn't even go first. Here you go.
Yeah, you didn't go.
It's easy. Gangstar to me. Like, I've always preferred the harder beats. To me, Pete and Primo were similar like Justin Kanye to me, or the flip. Whereas Just had harder beats and Kanye was more soulful. It kind of was the same thing to me with Primo and Pete. And I always preferred the harder the beats. Not to say there's nothing wrong with Pete. I know a lot of people who go the opposite. So for my ear, it was just the harder beat. And then two, I wouldn't know what CL Smooth was fucking talking about.
That's what I was gonna say.
It ain't about
He was always over my head.
Like try to bang girl or something to get a girl rhyme in there some way, somehow. There's no disrespect to CL. I'm just saying, you know, the only time I knew what he was really talking about was if he was talking about a shorty. Vague, who you got, man?
I got Gangstar, man, for a lot of the same reasons. I think as far as rapping wise, I think CL is a little bit better than Guru, but I think Guru has more tools because he has more content. You know what I'm saying? I think CL probably just has a better flow. Maybe that's what I'm saying.
No doubt.
Because, you know, you might not understand what he's saying, but shit sound good over them beats. But Guru, he just got, he's teaching you. He got too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just has too much. And then he got Premier. And when he used to say, you know, he always sound perfect over Premier beats, I mean, that shit is true, man. Like, it didn't matter whatever deficiencies he had as a MC. You know what I'm saying? That shit always sound dope. You know what I'm saying? He never sound like, oh, well, this isn't better than Jay-Z or Nas or Biggie over Primo. It just sound perfect when it was Guru over Primo. And when Pete Rock and CL Smooth broke up, I wasn't heartbroken. So we didn't get a Gangstar album for a while. That was a problem. So yeah, Gangstar over Pete and CL.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, you got.
It sucks to go after Vegas because he always says everything, and then you too. But
you know what? We gotta start on the other end and go backwards then.
Yeah, honestly, no. I was gonna say Gangstar too, and for exactly what Vegas ended with, Guru sounds amazing on a Primo beat, and those two are just they're undefeated. Like they're fantastic. So them, yep.
And don't forget, you know, like CL said, I think it was on Soul Survivor, the best to ever do it over a Pete Rock track. Like CL sounds beautiful over Pete's tracks too. You know what I mean? Which I thought was kind of salty because I felt like Primo reached out and gave Pete a chance to remix two of their artists, and I was hoping that Pete was going to return the favor. You know what I mean? Because Pete remixed the Militia for Gangstar, and then he remixed You Can't Stop the Prophet.
J. Rule. Yeah.
So I really was like, oh, that's dope. Hopefully, you know, Pete will reach out and do the same, but it never happened. So it is what it is. Nick, who you got?
Yeah, Gangstar. Nothing else needs to be said. Gangstar easily.
All right, easy.
And I love Pete Rock. I was just never a big fan of CL Smooth.
All right, no doubt. Joe, who you got?
I don't know. I feel like CL in a live battle would be different than CL on wax. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that would be the same type of vibe. So undoubtedly, Gangstar, I agree with you, Kill. Those beats, I just like their beats and the way that their whole shit was put together. That was my preference in terms of the music and the sound, the beats. But I kind of feel like in a battle, I don't know. Like in a rap battle, I don't know. So on wax, it's definitely Gangstar for me. But in a battle, I kind of feel like CL might pull out some tricks that we don't know that he has. You know, like I feel like we might understand him. I don't know. But I just feel like in a battle, he would deliver that.
All right.
In a battle.
No doubt. Good news. What you got?
Man, hands down, I would have to say Gangstar. And to piggyback off what Vegas was saying about that energy, man, that Gangstar was like a battle rapper, man. You know what I'm saying? Like CL was smooth, man. He was smooth, even though Gangstar was smooth too, but Guru was more I feel like he was more street, man. He was more he was more grimier. You know, he said I slide up to a crab MC like this, tap him in the head with my mic like this. Like he was more like he was in battle mode all the time. So I feel like I think Guru would get him, man, on wax and live.
All right, no doubt. Let's go to a battle that happened, because there's been a couple of battles throughout the years that, you know, to me there was no clear cut winner. I've had conversations with people who have said either one have won. Let's start off with Beans and Kiss. You know, for a while,
I was thinking about that one too.
For a while, you know, and me personally, I'm gonna say Beans won it. You know what I mean? There was never no definitive knockout blow. It wasn't like running across somebody who's like, nah, MC Shan gave it to KRS. Yo, the bridge was better than, you know, you're never going to find that person.
We started like, too early in the podcast.
But with the Beans and the Kiss thing, I've met a lot of dudes, and it's, I'm wondering if it is, because everybody I know from Philly says, you know, Beans. I've met a couple of people from New York and Jersey who have said Beans too, but most people up top say Kiss, so I don't know if it's a, you know, a city thing or whatever. But Gnu, who do you think won in that battle? From the and again, what we were saying earlier, if it's a battle you ain't really keep up with, you could just pass, be like, I ain't really even keep up with that like that. But you know, who do you think who won that battle?
Yeah, it was a battle I was in tune with, man. It's hard to say though, man, because both guys was really going at each other, man. It was like a tie, man. Like if there's such a thing, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would say, man. It was really no winner. They both gave it their all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No doubt. What's up with you, Joe? You up on this?
You know, I'm gonna pass because, you know, I'm gonna be honest. That Philly stuff, you know, I didn't know much about that was going on. You know, I just wasn't really knowing what was going on with these Philly cats, you know. And so like, I heard Johnny, when he would come around, he would, you know, play some stuff for me, but I really wasn't following that. So I'm going to pass on that one.
All right, no doubt. Nick, you on that?
Yeah, I have to pass. Like me, I wasn't keeping up with the mixtapes, so
all right,
it wasn't like no official release. I would say this, on like a live forum, I think Beans would probably get Kiss. On track, like on wax, I think Kiss a little more slicker than Beans. So I would kind of give him an edge on wax. But yeah, I didn't keep up with that one too tough.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Porsche?
I didn't actually keep up with this one either, but I like Jadakiss as a rapper better. Mm-hmm. So I tend to sort of side with Jada anyways. And that's totally biased. I get it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge of the whole thing to make a good, you know, opinion about it. So.
All right, no doubt. Vay, what about you? I know you keep up with the mixtapes. You be banging everything in the gym. So
I got a mixtape, Nick. If you want to, that whole thread.
Yeah, link it up to
back then. I kind of feel like you said, Kill. Like it was a battle where it really wasn't no clear cut winner. Because you kind of felt like they were kind of canceling each other out. Like Kiss would put out some joint that was dope. Like saying you listen and you watch because you listen to the Lops using Beans lines. To me, I'm like, oh, that's it. But then Beans would come out with something that I'm like, oh, that shit kind of crazy. I felt like Jadakiss won, but I think it's only because the second response is Kiss was saying things that I kind of felt like probably was more on my speed as far as more on my personality. And Beans kind of freestyled that second joint, even though that was dope to be coming off the top of the dome like that. But when Kiss was rapping over the disco beat and was like, "Fat stinking nigga, what bitch wanna lay with you? Fuck you, I get you murked in a day or two." I was like, "Yo, this shit is over, son." Everyone I know says that when they see Beanie Sigel, so it's kind of like. I don't know. That's one of them crowd pleaser type joints. You know what I'm saying? Like where, you know, the crowd is there hyping up. You start talking about the way somebody looked or whatever the case may be. But again, you can honestly Beanie Sigel, Jadakiss. It was a good battle. They kind of canceled each other out.
All right, no doubt. Let's go with this. MC Lyte against Latifah. At that time, we're talking Cranberry, 10% paper thin. Lyte going up against, Dance for Me. What was the joint? I'm Ran for My Madness, Latifah.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have done that? For me, MC Lyte, I think, would have won on both fronts, but I think, to me, this is like right up there with the G-Rap Kane. I'm no way saying it would have been an easy task, but like to me, I always use this as like the litmus test for Lyte. Like I swear on this joint off the first priority. Where is it? This joint right here, the first priority Basement Flavor album. It's a joint on here called Survival of the Fittest. It's popped in 1988. Lyte may have been the first MC I heard. She spazzed out for about 70 bars straight. There was no chorus. She just spazzed. And the first, I guess this was the first time I remember hearing that was Kool G Rap's Men at Work, where he just spazzed out. Like he was doing like bars. Then they do the Men at Work. Then he do another 60 and go in. But Lyte went in for like 70 bars straight and just destroyed it. So to me, I would say Lyte in both categories. What you got, Gnu?
Latifah was nice, man, but
hell yeah,
oh, man, Lyte, B. I would get after MC Lyte, man, all day, yo.
All right, no doubt,
hands down.
Joanna, Brooklyn.
This is a no-brainer. It's Lyte all the way.
Yeah.
All right. I had a feeling Brooklyn was gonna say
it. Brooklyn in the house.
Not bad. Like, you are the Brooklyn representative. Like, you like the mayor. So, Nick, who you got, man?
Yeah, man, Lyte, man. Both forums. And I love Latifah, but MC Lyte, man.
Yeah, and again, like I said, like Gnu was saying with G-Rap, like, this is extremely close because a lot of young cats may not understand what Latifah was in her prime. That Dance for Me, that Rap for My Madness. You talking about Latifah from 45 Kane. You're talking about some heat. So this is no easy breezy type thing. It's funny because my teens, when you work with kids, you see it from their perspective. And when they think of MC Lyte, they think of like a movie star or an actress. They don't even know that she raps. You know what I mean? Or with Eddie Murphy, they think of him as Donkey from Shrek. They don't know nothing about Coming to America and any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So same thing when my kids saw Straight Outta Compton. They're like, Mr. Kill, Ice Cube was a gangster rapper? Like, I'm like, hell yeah. They're like, we just know that aren't we there yet? You know what I mean? So, a lot of the younger generation, they don't really understand how nice these people were before they, went on to other things. Porsche, who you got?
MC Lyte in both cases. I gotta agree with everybody.
All right, no doubt. And Vague, who you got?
MC Lyte, man. Like you said, Queen Latifah is dope. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be an easy battle, but when I first heard MC Lyte, man, I was just like, that's when you start thinking like, damn, she could battle dudes. Like,
yeah.
You don't think about like, oh, female rap. Nah, you like, nah, she could burn a couple of dudes down. So she's just a dope MC. So yeah, MC Lyte.
It's funny. We were on Twitter and I forgot who I was talking to. But I was listening to my Best of Her mixtape that I got, and Antoinette's I Got an Attitude came on. I remember Antoinette's I Got an Attitude was crazy. Like Antoinette on that joint was sick. And then I'm just like, yo, MC Lyte basically dismantled this chick's whole career. Like after it was no more. Like I'm just like, like you never heard from her again. Like at least with MC Shan, he came out with another couple of albums. Like you still was like, yo, MC Lyte like made her disappear. Like Antoinette disappeared off the face of the damn earth. You know what I mean? And Antoinette was nice. I Got an Attitude was a hard ass song.
It was.
And Lyte just made her disappear with 10% diss. Like it was just nothing. You know what I mean? So all right, we got that. Let's bring things up a little bit more. We got Jean Grae versus Rod Digga. Now, when my man said Jean Grae, like somebody on Twitter said something like Jean Grae, like, and then put like a period, like battle over. I just replied with like crying faces because my nigga. Like, if you say Jean Grae like it's easy, you gotta be third. Like, you don't understand. You're thinking MC Lyte like roughneck MC Lyte. Like you're not.
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm talking about. So I'm like, yeah, that's funny. You know, you 30. I get it. I get it. But Jean Grae, Rod Digga. For me, I got Rod Digga all day, and in the public forum, and on wax. And the craziest thing about Jean and Rod, they may end up rubbling in public. Like, this could be the battle
fight happening.
Like, yo, because Jean is a little off, and Rod Digga is like, yo,
She's from the bricks.
There's Newark to death. So this could be the first violent battle out of everybody. And it's funny because even with my teenagers, the dudes always be talking. They talk for 20 minutes. The girls, my girl, in 2 seconds.
They get to
like,
it.
what? Like, so yeah, exactly. I got Rod Digga. It was so funny because off topic totally. My whole staff is like, people who work with me are like predominantly white women, and it was about to be a fight in my teen center today. And the mother put on a scarf, and I told my boss, I was like, yo, get out the way. She was like, well, I was like, yo, when a black woman puts on a scarf, it's not like, good looking. I ain't know. Like, Shorty was sitting there, like, took out her scarf out of bag, was wrapped up in here. I was like,
it's about to go down.
I was like, come over. Like, oh, I ain't know. So yeah, this could be the battle where it gets physical. But Veg, who you got? Rod Digga, Jean Grae.
Rod Digga, easy. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. Jean Grae is nice. You know what I'm saying? She dope. But over time, listening to some of her music, especially some of her verses, you know, she don't carry you the whole time sometimes. Sometimes she kind of just rhyming and then a punchline grab you here and there. But Rod Digga is just pure energy, bars, confidence more than anything. Her confidence alone. She know her shit hot when she's saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I give it to Rod Digga, man. And them internet troll niggas, they don't know what they talking about.
Yeah, they really don't.
A lot of times I say, man, you know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? One dude I was talking to a while ago. This dude, like, I said something about Grant Hill. He was like, that nigga from inside the NBA. I'm like, that's all you know Grant Hill. Like, that's what you know Grant Hill for? Like,
they be showing their age. They babies.
But again, I understand how many people are challenging these kids who just started watching the NBA 5, 6, 7 years ago to go back and do the math on Grant Hill. So that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's the other thing too. Like, I think somebody posted Jean Grae album with Ninth Wonder.
Right.
I shitted on it, but they didn't come for me. I know. Whatever.
That was one of the things to check out to see.
It wasn't whack. I just wanted them to come for me.
Yeah. He's like setting the bait, like, bite.
Of course, who you got? Jean Grae and Rod Digga.
Rod Digga again, Vegas nailed it. Like, her energy is just unbelievable. So.
All right. No doubt. Nick, who you got?
Yeah, same. And I'm a fan of Jean Grae, but there's a reason Rod Digga was the only other person in flip mode to put out a solo album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like, and I hate to be like female MC, but like you said with Lyte, she one of them chicks who could go at dudes.
Definitely.
Like,
no, truth be told, I really felt Digga was the dopest in the Outsiders with Young.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, it's like, he nicer than a baby father. Like,
he caused some feelings about this.
You know, you have. It's like,
definitely heard that around about you.
Yeah.
It's your ass.
It's like you on the block and you get robbed and you go get wifey. Like, yo,
I'm baby, this nigga.
I'm right back. Don't you move? I'm gonna get my wife handle this shit. Don't quit. All right, Joe.
I don't feel like I remember enough about either of them to comment.
All right, no doubt.
I'm gonna pass.
Good news. Who you got?
Man, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't really know too much of Jean Grae music. I remember she had a verse on Tribe shit or something like that. But I don't Digga all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, son.
And again, this is no knock on Jean. Ski Beats has a joint out called Prowler, and it's Jean Grae, Mos Def, Jay Electronica, and I want to say Joella Ortiz, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
She may have my favorite verse on it.
She has the best verse on there.
Yeah, no, she nice. She
Yo,
nice.
so again, I'm not saying this is easy, anybody, but anybody who doesn't really know rock, this joint right here, classic.
Yeah.
10 songs. This is Digga right here. Like,
exactly.
Go on with
raw uncut. Man.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that Dirty Harriet though.
Oh no. That was crazy. That was crazy too. What do we always play in Strictly Hip Hop? Beat Miners did it. God, babe.
The tight.
Tight. We used to just run tight in the ground.
Yeah.
When that. Let's do this. We gonna take it to the D. My man asked me this the other day. He hit me in my inbox. He was like, "Kill real quick, Elzhi or Royce?" And I was like, good battle. I gotta go with Royce on. I may give it to Elzhi on wax. I might. I don't. Because I ain't even, when I wrote these, I was like, I'm not even gonna think about them until I get on the show. And I'm thinking now, like, I don't want to. I don't know, man. This is hard. I would say. Yeah, I'll give it to you, man. Come back to me. What you got?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I got Royce in person. I think I got Elzhi wax only because I really didn't like Royce, and I'm not even making a joke until he became sober. I think he got better sober, because when he was getting drunk all the time, he was like overly aggressive. He was just basically coming across like the black version of Eminem, basically, because they kind of rhyme the same anyway. Yeah. But once he got sober and did Prime and all the mixtapes we like, he just became a beast because he was more focused. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I like the mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And Elzhi kind of brings that to albums more than Royce does. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think Royce suffers from this thing that not a lot of rappers, but some rappers who like to come up with all kinds of concepts, and sometimes they can just have too many damn concepts instead of just having songs, you know what I'm saying, that just come naturally as opposed to trying to woo you and wow you or whatever. But it's close, man, because Royce is nasty on record, even if it's not nothing special, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think they were split in that way.
And it's funny because I was going to say Elzhi on wax, Royce in person, but I actually wanted the drunk Royce. I wanted the boom Royce. Primo from, I want the drunk Royce. I want the drunk Royce. I want the breathalyzer version of Royce. But so, yeah, we split there. Of course, who you got?
No, I got to pass on this one. I'm not familiar with either one of them.
All right, what about you, Nick?
Reckless Royce. Yeah, I would say Royce in the live forum and Elzhi. Give him the slight edge on wax. I think if given the time, Elzhi would be able to craft a better diss track.
Right. What Royce though? Drunk or sober?
You added that?
Yeah, but I agree with Vegas. I think he's better now. I like Focus Royce.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I ain't the biggest Eminem fan, so he was like, he was like the chocolate version of Eminem from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No doubt, Joe. Who you got?
I'm gonna pass also. Unfamiliar.
All right. What about you, Gnu?
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not really familiar with Elzhi and Royce. Didn't really fuck with Royce in his prime, but I fuck with Royce in the group prime. But I don't, you know what I mean? But I don't really know too much about Elzhi, so I really couldn't give a fair judgment, man. So I'll pass on that.
All right, no doubt. For Elzhi, I always give people Illmatic, dude redid Nas's Illmatic, which I know is sacrilegious.
Yeah, that's why I won't. I've never heard that.
I never knew that. I ain't familiar.
I would never listen to that.
I'm telling y'all, trust me.
I just can't do it, man.
I can't do it.
Who is he like affiliated with? Who's Elzhi like? You know what I mean?
Slum Village.
I don't know, dude.
He's a Detroit dude. He got with Slum Village, but I'm telling y'all, I would.
Nice now.
Oh yeah, he was in Slum Village for an album or two, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I would not.
No, but I would give it to Royce then, man. Royce, man.
but that's the Slum Village Elzhi. Like I felt like kind of put the hit. You know what?
Maybe that was
y'all know I'm a basketball head. When Steve Francis went to play for Jeff Van Gundy locked that nigga up. He couldn't have no handles. He couldn't be Steve Francis. I feel like that's what Slum kind of did to Elzhi because such a battle MC.
Yeah, no doubt.
Slum Village ain't really a battle group. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's almost like you got that coach that's like, nah, nigga, don't cross over. Don't go behind your back. Just bring the ball up court. And you like, man, come the fuck on. But I'm telling y'all, man, give Elmatic, man. I'm telling you. And the dopest thing about Elmatic was the live band that he had. So,
Royce and I are doing the same thing. I feel like my ears are burning. Like
some albums.
What is he saying? Like, I'm like,
I guess I'll give it a listen, no kill. I'll give it a listen. You know what I mean? Off your strength, bro. Off your strength, bro.
Vegas say so.
I will send it to you tonight. I'm telling you. Trust me, I was the same way. But what really, to me, gets it over the top is the live band that plays everything perfectly. Sometimes they go into the original samples and comes a jam session. Trust me, if I could win over Bezo, who was like, killed me out of my face.
I wish I could have saw you try to win him over.
Right, exactly. And finally, he came back like, yo, y'all niggas was right, man. This nigga Elzhi. But what you gonna say, Bag?
No, I was just gonna, ride your coattails and say that, yo, it's that shit. I felt the same way. Like, you can't do Illmatic over, but that dude made a masterpiece out of it, and it's not even like you don't even think about like you think about it initially because obviously these are the same songs, and this is the same melodies. But that having Will Sessions, which is the name of the band, play the beats out, and then like Kill said, even transition from the beat into solos and the original sample, and then Elzhi kind of turned all of the lyrics, not verbatim, but all the lyrics into a story about him in Detroit. Yo, it's perfect.
Yo, truth be told,
yikes.
I give it
how recent is it?
Since my OG's telling me, I'm gonna check it out.
We're gonna have to check this one out for the
yikes. I'm so, you have no idea how reluctant I am.
Hold on.
I do. I understand.
I'm like, what? No.
Elmatic Elzhi. Where's this shit? This is 2011.
Oh, okay, that's pretty recent.
2011.
Yikes.
All right, we're going to go old school, Joe. I know you'll get this. Yo, a lot of people may not have known, but Run and LL always had a little competition and a little beef going on over there. We all know LL was signed by, Rick Rubin, of course, with Def Jam with Russell, who was Run's brother. But there was always this competition, even to the point where the original Rock the Bells for LL was supposed to be the Peter Piper beat. You know what I mean? But Run heard about that, and then he snatched that up for Peter Piper because he was saying back in Queens, of course, Mardi Gras, you hear the bells. That's what they used to say. We rocking over the bells. Or you tell the DJ, yo, I want to rock the bells. And then he would throw on Mardi Gras. So the LL Rock the Bells we got was not what we were supposed to get. We were supposed to get LL over the Peter Piper beat by Bob James. So there was a lot of tension between those two. You know what I mean? So LL versus Run. In their prime. Now, remember, Run, this is going back far. We going back to like 84, 85 for Run at his prime.
Run is my dude, and I ain't even know
Run is nice.
Yeah, Run is nice, but nobody ever talks about that. Nobody ever talks about Run being nice. I would probably say...
I thought D was better, though, but Run was nice.
Yeah. God.
I think D had the better.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole.
It is. I didn't mean to get off topic yet.
I would go with in Ellen his prime. I think Ellen in a lot. See people. Oh God. See a lot of folk ain't seen Run live at the Fresh Fest and all these shits in the 80s. Run had that energy too. You know what I mean? Like. I would have to go with I would go with LL on wax, Run in person, because I'll never forget Jack the Ripper. That shit. Jack the Ripper was just So I will give it to LL on wax, but I will give it to Run in his prime. I will give it to Run. Vague, who you got?
Yeah, I'm giving it to Run. Both.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I was whack or nothing like that, but when Run was in his prime, LL wasn't fucking with him.
Yeah, and I'm talking about like this Run, like this is the Run the Who's House video, like he don't even want to say the fucking bars. He like once again, like he don't even get his swagger. Nah, man. Yeah. Before like, well, what would you consider LL's prime though? Because shit, LL I give L's prime at like 85, like Rock the Bells. Like, I mean, I like Mama Said Knock You Out is my favorite album, but I think L in his prime was the Kango with Cut Creator with E-Love Radio. Yeah. I felt like that was like Run at his prime. So I mean L at his prime. Yeah. We're really talking about both of them in that era is at their prime.
So I still think on wax, I still give it to Run because obviously that's where I'm drawing most of my opinion from. Run just had so many joints like Peter Piper and all that he burnt up easily. But LL probably would edge him out if it was a live joint because, you know, he was the young, hungry dude. And if there's anybody that's more fucking cocky and conceited than Run, it is LL.
Yes. Yes.
LL wouldn't be trying to lose.
Right.
So I guess I can't really bet on him when it's some live shit. LL will be coming to win, except when it's against Hov. But you can go to the next person.
Horse. That's fire. Horse, who you got?
I keep going back and forth between the two. I think I have to agree that LL on wax and Run in like live because like Run is just he's edgier, I feel like. I can't get, I know you said LL in his prime. I can't get like soft LL out of my head. Like he just became so soft.
You think about Hey Lover L. You like, yo, this thing.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, like
it was in his feelings. In his feelings,
are you trying to beat Run and then you became like, I don't know. I think knowing. Unfortunately, I can't not know the new LL, but I think I give it to Run live and LL on wax. That's what I'm sticking with.
The new Run is a preacher.
I know.
I was listening to this old Primo mixtape I had, and it was a Run joint on it, and I was like, yo, I don't remember this shit. This nigga's going to fuck off. I like Shazammed it. And this was like off a recent album, like when he had
the Kate joint.
Because I'm sitting here like, yo,
on Def Jam.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't never heard this Run-D.M.C song. What the fuck is this? And this was Reverend Run. So, you know, he still had it. He got mixed up in that 90 Down with the King, trying to be Onyx and
ball head.
Yeah, Onyx messed a lot of people up. Man.
I was shocked. I had to Shazam. Run-D.M.C song.
Onyx messed a lot of people up.
But I will say this, like you gotta understand, running this heyday, and I asked this on Twitter the other day, I'm like, yo, this dude had DMC and Jam Master Jay do a whole set of bringing him out every night. Like, I'm like, yo, did DMC ever once like tap Run on the shoulder like, hey, bro, out like, can I come out one night? And you know, and it was funny. One of my people put up the Ricky Bobby thing where when dude was talking Ricky Bobby, he's like, "Hey, can I be first once?" He was like,
"Shake a big dude."
Nah, you can't be first. Like,
I don't know if you've ever seen them live. I have, and I've seen them. Yep, that whole Beastie Boys. I was there. Houdini. The KRS-One right after Scott got murdered. I was at that show. Run-D.M.C. Run on stage is just him. Like, you know, DMC is the sidekick. He remains the sidekick. He just takes over everything. He has all the energy. He's in your face. He's just really, really lyrically I you know, I've been going back and forth like Portia. Oh my God, L, oh my God, L. But when I think about it, you know, I would have to go with Run because, you know, LL blew us away. I remember with the speed rapping. You know, that was something that he really did really well, executed it really well. But I've seen him live too, and I'm going to tell you, it's like night and day to me. Run-D.M.C will take him out. Run would take him out any day, you know, in terms of a live performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's almost like Vegas said. They're both assholes. When they were on, you're talking about two assholes. And if you never saw Run-D.M.C, just watch Crush Groove. He's an asshole movie. That's Run. You know, throwing Mike stands, taking his brother's girl, doing whatever. That was Run. So yeah, you're dealing with two assholes. So it's really who could out asshole the other.
Right.
Who you got, bro? Nick, who you got?
Me. Well, being born in '79, I never saw either one of them live in person. Just, you know, like television stuff. So I would still give a slight edge from what I've seen. I would give a slight edge to Run. On wax, definitely Run, because I think there's a corn factor that comes with LL on wax. He just can't. He can't escape it. He's gonna say something corny.
Yo, man, but hold tight. Remember, I don't know if you ever heard Jack the Ripper.
I heard it. I've heard it.
That like Milky and I'm back. You know, my first brand new track. I'm slowing down and speed it up. Now you going to
Nick thinking about that bullshit. My hat is like a shark's fin.
Yeah, all this. That's corny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah. That's why Veg said what's his prime. That's why we said 85 in radio. You know, big and definitely.
See, me being born in '79, LL Prime is Mama Said Knock You Out to me.
Right, I know what you're saying. All right, I got you. Good news. Who you got though?
Man, everybody was making such good points, man. It's hard, man. Take away the I Need Love, LL, but cause he's I don't know. You know what, man? I'll just say Run. Run is the OG, but also you was talking about Crush Groove. I'm thinking about remember how L came in the door and just you know what I'm saying, kicked in the door and just. He really made an entrance, man. Like I'm here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
That's why I said they're both assholes. You know, only an asshole is gonna be like, yo,
hungry, man. He was hungry, man.
I was like, yo, we done. He like, nah, nigga. You know, you got cut creator reaching. You know, so, two assholes. So, all right, do this. This is one that I actually got sit out from. Somebody asked me this the other day, and I said, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about it, but I will pose it to the panel. 50 Cent versus Lloyd Banks. Who would win in their prime? I
don't care enough about either one to
do it. I know, Vay, I know you kept your ear to the streets, so I'm leaning on this one for you. Vegas, 50 Cent in his prime or Lloyd Banks in his prime?
Lloyd Banks, easy.
Okay.
Lloyd Banks is the lyrical dude in that group. And he still got bars to this day. 50 Cent is more personality. You know, he had slick lines, but it kind of played off his personality. Whereas Lloyd Banks is bars. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like, he raps like Fabulous. I know saying his name's a dirty word now. But, man. Yeah, you can't even say Fabulous name. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I just want to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Lloyd Banks, man, he always stood out as the dude that was more lyrical to the point where I used to feel like, yo, 50 be playing around. Banks probably be writing some of his shit, you know what I'm saying? For it to stay as tight as it is. Because I just can't see 50, especially now, taking any time to really write an album. But Banks just got bars upon bars, a lot of similes and shit like that, and like he punchlines out the door. So yeah, man, Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, it's funny. I told my man I would assume Banks because the only time I've heard Banks is on other people's albums because I've never listened to his album. But he always has a dope verse. He has a verse on Conway's last album, GOAT, that he kills it. You know, he had a verse on Joe Budden's New Music 4 Posse Cut with Joe, Royce, Lloyd Banks, and Starr, and he killed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I said that, but I said I really don't know. Let's go to a battle that I think everybody says that these two would have eventually went head to head. Big or Jay? You know what I mean? Everybody talks about, I always say Jay inherited a big audience. You don't go from selling 500,000 records to 5 million, off a fucking Hard Knock Life. I like the song, but it ain't going to get you quadrupled or quadrupled, whatever you go from 500,000 to 5 million is. So everybody's like, if Big was still alive, similar to Marlo on the Wire, like on some Prop Joe shit. Like Jay wasn't meant to be number 2. Jay wanted to be number 1. I never forget Jay said something in the XXL article that let me know The Rock was breaking up. He said something like, "There's only one presidential suite, and me, Kareem, me, Biggs, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, there's one presidential suite." So he said that, it was like, yeah, this ain't
writings on the wall.
So I almost felt like Jay, and I felt like he's always felt like people love Big more than him. So who do you think would have won in a battle on wax and in person between Big and Jay? In my opinion, on both, it's Big to me. You know what I mean? Big to me, I always like Big style because I felt like if you kind of sat down Jay and Big and said, "Yo, write a rhyme about somebody trying to rob you," Big would have gave you warning. Big was more in your face. Jay was more political, like with friend or foe. Like, if you say, "Big, write a rhyme about niggas trying to take over your town," that shit is not going to be like, you're drawing, stop doing that, like, really political. It was not like, I'm not this.
Oh, shit.
Like, he like, yeah, don't do that, I got the Glock, I'm coming, nigga, Little C's in the trunk, nigga, got the Glock, so I like warning, like, that's Biggie, like, so in my opinion, wax in on stage, I think Big would have took it. Joe, Brooklyn, what do you got for us? 2 Brooklynites, what you going with?
This one is really hard for me, but I feel that you're right when you say in terms of like being political and how Jay expresses himself. I feel like Big was a little bit more raw in a sense and painted a better picture for you about what he was trying to say lyrically.
All right.
I'm going to have to go with Biggie.
All right, no doubt. Brooklyn.
That's rough.
I feel you. The second Brooklynite, Vegas. What you got, man?
Well, first of all, this is terribly difficult. You know what I'm saying? Can't be putting these Brooklyn people together like this. I make it easy. Just one Brooklyn, and I can just say Brooklyn. But I think it's a case of, as far as making like drawing a comparison for you Wire fans, Jay is, Jay is what's his name? Idris. What he played again?
Stringer Bell. Yeah.
Stringer Bell. Big would be Avon. You know what I'm saying? And being from that Brooklyn, and more people were into the way Avon got down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You agree with, the route that Jay-Z's taking. You know what I'm saying? That's smart and blah, blah, blah. But when somebody's like kicking the door, waving the 4-4, that's Brooklyn. And Jay-Z know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z probably wouldn't even want to battle. But on wax, I would give it to Big. I don't know. In person, because remember, Jay-Z is a battle rapper. Big got that battle against that whack nigga on his block. We all did that. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z is a traveling, like, yo, we taking you over
hood to hood. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to battle.
Yeah, and this rapper LL coming out the club, Jay, you just run up on him and just start battling him. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gives Jay somewhat of an edge, but I still feel like Big was just getting that Brooklyn grimy bag, and I would just be right there like, fuck that, he won. So yeah, I gotta go with Big on both.
I can't help but say this. I feel like Big was just getting started, really.
Right.
Like we just getting ready to really, like, we just got just a little taste what he was going to do before he was taken out of here.
Untimely.
And the funny thing is, it's almost like, you know, even on Ready to Die, you can hear the younger Big, you know, with things, you know, with Luke versus the
other. Yeah,
that's right.
You can hear where you can tell Unbelievable was one of the last songs. Out, you know, so he was still growing. Porsche, you got
Big, all day, every day, and I think it's because, like, yeah, I get that Jay was a battle rapper, and so we assume that he would have been like, you know, he could hold his own. I don't even think it's close. I don't even think I think Jay would literally be like wide-eyed and like mouth dropped to the ground, like in any case if him and Big were to battle. I don't think he could have ever come back. To the point where I think Jay would have called Big and been like, "Can you write this for me?" Like, I can't do it. So I love Jay. I love Jay. I love Jay, but I think Big can just like dead wrong Big and like kick in the door Big. Yeah, I think he would have annihilated Jay. I think he would have annihilated him. Yeah, not even close.
Nick, who you got?
I don't know. Me, because Big kind of shied away from Pop to me, so like on Wax, I'm giving that to Jay. I'll give Big the live aspect due to the, you know, he just got that one of a kind voice, that commanding voice. So I'll give him the live, but on Wax, I'll give it to Jay.
Now hold tight. Like you said, Big shied away.
He shied away from Pop.
But here's the thing, and I'm not
talking about a few jabs and a little subliminals here. He should have came at Pop. I don't care what nobody says.
I agree with you.
He was instructed not to.
Right. I'm still saying that. But here's the thing. I didn't hear shit from Jay either. Now
from Jay on what? As far as what?
It's coming for Pop.
He just came in the game. His debut had just come out in =96.
Hey, everybody hates him for it, but I give it to Mobb Deep, and Havoc said this on the interview.
No doubt.
He was the only New York niggas.
Yeah.
He had the balls. Now, like 20 years later, Jay's like, "Oh, I had a track on the side for Pop." Well,
nobody cares.
But what I'm saying is, like, I get what you say, that Big didn't come for Pop, but nobody. Nas didn't come for Pac. All the New York heavy hitters, all the East Coast niggas didn't come for Pac.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm being straight up with you, Kel. I was really disappointed with you know, East Coast for that.
He was wild disrespectful.
Wait, can I say something here?
Hold on. Let Porsche go. What are you gonna say?
No, it's okay. Joanna can finish. I have something to say about this.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we just point out that this is all Biggie didn't outward, like, he said subliminals because that's Puffy right there. That's Puffy being like, don't do this, don't say that, we gotta keep this like this. That's Puffy all over it. I think if Puffy had such a grip on everybody, Big probably would have came at him stronger than he did. Oh man, Nick, me and you over this Puffy thing, man.
Nah, man.
Nick ain't going. What you saying? You can't.
Big should have came at Pop. Screw that. I'm giving it to Jay on Wax because I seen Jay take niggas out on Wax. I'm giving it to Jay on Wax. Big got the live.
All right, no doubt. Gnu, who you got?
Brother, so hard. Man, it's so hard, man. It's so hard to say, man. Shit. I want to. If I can, I'm gonna just pass, man. Cause like, you know what I mean? Big was nice. Big had bars. Jay got. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Big was saying earlier, them niggas, they would just cancel each other out. That's what I think.
We got to do a whole Bad Boy episode because now y'all telling me that Puff put the muzzle on Big as far as battling Pac.
That's
ain't made the nigga, and he also ain't stopped the nigga from going to LA too, so he just had complete control over Big. He had complete
control. Yes,
I'm not buying
absolutely what I'm saying.
Something that I've heard Biggie's mom say also in interviews.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all. I mean, look at it like this, and I understand where you coming from, Nick. Because trust me, back in '95, I felt the same way. But shit, our bosses control us. Yo, my nigga,
right?
Nation, like you could submit a vacation slip, and she'd be like, "Nope, that's a mandatory training."
I feel you. But
the head of the label was like, "My nigga, You know, Biggie didn't want to do Juicy. Biggie would have went in the studio and just did fucking, you know, party and bullshits and had Primo do the whole first album. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying, but keep in mind that each one of us up here got a boss that we got to answer to. You know, like we got the call if we coming in late. If you don't want to go to a conference in California, you still got. I can't say, nah, I ain't going to. Like that's my boss. Like I know.
So I give even more props then because he controlled his own destiny. So next question.
Well, to me, it makes Jay even worse. Why didn't Jay put out his song? Because nobody's controlling Jay. Why is it?
You guys,
I mean, at 96. Come on, man. What are you gonna say? People gonna be like, "Who is this nigga?"
No. But what I'm saying,
Jay-Z wasn't big enough to say that.
He made a song and didn't put it out. If he never made a song,
when did he say he made the song? My thing is, at that point,
he was big enough to be mentioned by Pop.
Right, I was about to say that.
Right,
no doubt.
Pop mentioned his ass.
Mentioned Chino XL too.
Right, so no, but what I'm
that's true.
That's true.
But here's the thing that gets the difference. If you are an entrepreneur and you are your own boss and you can do whatever you want, you can go on. You can say, I ain't going to work for 3 weeks. My staff got this. I'm a dude who works for somebody. You should definitely be the one responding there because you ain't got nobody to answer to.
You can't. Right. His career was just getting off the ground.
But what I'm saying,
it could have backfired and then
then you should have never made it. To me, that's what made you look worse.
You damn sure should have never mentioned that you made it 20 years later.
That's what makes it worse. And to me, here's the thing. This is me being old. It don't back. If somebody come at you in hip hop, there ain't no backtracking. There ain't no shit. This could backfire my career. Dude, Pop coming at you. You gotta say something. Like, I give it to CNN and Mobb Deep, and again, I salute them because they right. They was the only niggas holding the East Coast down.
But even with Biggie, as much money as Big made Puff was not finna kick him to the curb if he came at Puff.
But Big didn't know that because Puffy is a master manipulator. He sits there and he didn't know that. He didn't know that.
The Bad Boy episode needed to happen.
We gonna get
too because Puff wasn't finna kick Big to the curb if he came at Pop. That wasn't finna happen. That was
Nick. Here's the thing, B. I'm the only black man working in the whole hood with white women working around me. They ain't fitting to fire me tomorrow, but I'm still calling my supervisor to be like, yo, I'm running late. Yo, you know, so they ain't gonna fire or kill. I'm too deep in the hood out there for them to fire me. But again, Puff was the boss. Like in the videos, it looked like Puff and Biggie was best friends. Now, my nigga, that was your boss. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Let's go to this. Y'all done made me lose track. I don't even know what you're saying.
You might as well just go to Jay-Z.
Man, y'all. Let's do it. Because we was talking about this in our group. I am the only person in the world who thinks Jay-Z won this battle. I'm the only person. Okay. Yep. Now, let me explain the parameters of where I see the battle. Maybe that may help. Maybe it won't. I looked at the Takeover versus Ether. Now, I know some people have said, well, no, it was the Takeover versus some song that Nas had on a mixtape that I never heard. And then it was Super Ugly versus Ether. And Ether was better than Super Ugly, hence Nas winning the battle. But if it was just, and maybe like Portia said, you can't kind of how they tell you in court, like, forget what that dude just said, like strike that from the record after the whole jury done heard it. If it was just Takeover versus Ether, do you guys still think Nas wins the battle? Well, I guess I don't have to go to Nick because he's.
Well, no. Let me say why. Because Takeover dismantled Prodigy from Mobb Deep. The stuff he was saying about Nas was not accurate. All that math he was doing was not accurate. The one hot album.
Well, here's the
sound dope.
Well, it sounded dope. I was just about to say, I don't take math and rappers in the same equation. Like if you listen to Foxy Brown's math on affirmative action on it. So I'm not looking for Jay-Z to be some mathematical equation of how.
No, but see, what Jay did was he used bad math to make a point because what he said, one hot album every 10-year average. So he basically counting Nas' debut on Live at the Barbecue. 91 to 2001. So if we do that with Jay himself, you talking about Hawaiian Sophie, which came out in what? 88?
That was Jazzo record, though. That wasn't Jay-Z.
Yeah, here's the thing. I thought he was starting with Illmatic. Now, here's the thing. I like it was written. I know a lot of hip-hop heads who despise it. Bezo gives it 0 mics. I know people who hate it was written.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that love it.
I mean, here you go. If you go Nas to Stillmatic, I like it was written. Them other shits I don't even remember. So again, to me, like Vegas said, the math didn't add up, but it made a great point. Like, here's the thing. Like, and I guess this is the only reason why I feel this way. After the takeover, everybody had Nas for dead. That's all I know. They're not. So I feel like now we go back, and after hearing Ether, now everybody's like, "Oh no, Takeover wasn't that bad." No, Nas was left for dead. Like nobody was fucking with Nas. Nobody was even touching Nas. And then when Ether came, I remember everybody in New York Flex was like, "Oh shit, Nas, we thought you was left for dead, son. We thought you was done. We thought Hova bodied you." But now everybody's like, "Oh, well, the Takeover really didn't damage Nas." Like, no, yes, that shit did. Like, niggas not touching Nas. After that takeover shit, that like all of that, like Nas was dead in the water. Even Nas said that shit. Nas was like, "Yo, I gotta come with some heat because of what this dude got at me." But I feel like now the takeover wasn't that bad. Yeah, I give it a 1. Like, no, that shit damaged dude. Like, that was it. Like, if Nas didn't come back, it was a wrap for Nas. Like, he was done. If he didn't come back, that would have been Nas is done. So that blow hit. That was a I'm gonna sink your battleship. Like, that was a hit, because if Nas did not come back with Ether, Nas was done.
Yeah, but he did, and we heard the interview with Jay-Z and Angie Martinez, and we heard Jay sound like he was about to cry. That's why he lost.
I didn't hear this. Now, so
of course you did.
About to cry.
Of course you did.
And you know what I'm saying, Vegas? He conveniently didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that. When was this?
I'm gonna link when you post up the nice episode. I'm gonna link it up to
you. Okay, so let's keep it here. So again, Takeover Ether. Jay's not on the radio crying. We're not talking about Allen Iverson and your baby mom. We're just doing Takeover and Ether. I
say Nas, because Ether was directly at Jay.
Okay.
Like, over half the takeover was Prodigy.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, I already know where you're going, but I'll ask you.
Yes, it's Ether all the way. And here's the thing. If Jay, I would agree with you, Kill, that it would have damaged Nas if Jay had come out with it, with the whole you know what with you know who, but let's leave that between me and you. Say it. If you wanted to actually like make some sort of like, you know, imprint on that, just say what it was.
But you know,
Nas didn't hold back.
Say the name.
Nas didn't hold back anything. Say the name, say the what, say the who. But don't think that between you and him.
But I think the crazy thing was, this is what we talked about, the difference between Big and Jay. Jay is political. That is political. Jay.
No, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, because when he first performed it, it was just ask Nas, he don't want it with hold. He just left it there. So Nas took the bait. He threw that freestyle over the paid in full beat.
Yeah.
Then
Jay
to the
Izzo.
You're right. See, I didn't hear the freestyle over, and that's why I was just saying, to me, it was just
that was weak though.
Ether. You know, now Super Ugly was whack. That was whack to me. Like, I don't know where that went, but that was whack. Vegas, what do you have? Takeover Ether. Nas still winning?
No doubt. For the same reason that Nick said, you know, it's really just one verse about Nas. But to your point, Kill, you know, I felt the same way. When I heard that Takeover verse, I was like, yo, I know who I paid God, Searchlight Publisher. I was like, yo, Nas ain't coming back. Like, I started getting sad. I was like, yo.
That's all I'm saying. I just feel like a lot of folk now, after hearing Ether, are like, oh, well, Takeover was Takeover knocked that nigga.
Let me tell you what I was saying.
All right.
And what people around me were saying. And then my analogy is, yeah, Takeover was a hell of a blow. But there's a thing in boxing called a counter punch. And that was a knockout punch. Everything Nas was saying in Ether, niggas was already saying about Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? You went from Kane to Big to Irv, and Eminem murdered you on your own shit. You a dick riding faggot. You love the attention. That shit alone just that part alone.
That was like
They
closed the casket.
Then he took Jay-Z's favorite catchphrase when he was at the top of the "I will not lose" and turned it into an intricate hook. Like within the, it's just too many layers on Ether. It's way too many layers. The thing with Takeover is it's a dope diss for that, for that verse. Yeah. And Jay-Z had some shit. But I think Nas he had too much for him. And that was the main thing. So I think, like now beat wise, I like the Takeover beat a little bit better.
No doubt.
But as far as like the lyrics and the battle part, and I think even though Jay-Z tried to like none of that shit was true, it was like, no, yes it was. Bro, like a lot of it was true. A lot of shit that people were saying, they put that all in that record. They had their ear to the street, just like you had your ear to the street, but you thought you caught Nas slipping because of Nostradamus, and you didn't know you just woke up with the sleeping giant. Because honestly, the battle you should have talked about ain't Jay-Z and Biggie. It was Biggie and Nas. That's the shit that was going on.
Yes.
Well, show ain't over, good brother.
I passed on that one.
All right. Good news. Who you got, man?
Ether, man, no doubt, man. I'm gonna go with Ether, man. But even though not super ugly. His verse on the Takeover, man, that shit was a super hard blow. That shit was very shocking. That shit was like, damn. But I'm gonna give it to Ether, man, because man, like Veg was saying, man, there was so many layers, and the way Nas came at him, man, he was direct. He was solid on that, man.
Right. I got you. What about you, Joe?
This is easy, and it pains me to have to not choose the Brooklyn boy, but Nas, it was like he just cherry picked every single thing. Like it was like he just took every single thing that he'd ever heard and just sat down and just weaved it into this. Like it was like, wow. Like I remember when I first heard that, I was tired after listening to that shit.
Like he just sat back and told a nigga about himself.
I was like, what?
They scolded him. Yeah.
The way that he went at him and the way Takeover, it's not even the same. Like it's just this. Oh, that's why it's called Ether. I mean, it's just so there's no comparison here, in my opinion.
You know what I think it was too? I'm gonna just shut the hell up because obviously I'm outvoted. But
I'm gonna link that Hot 97 for you. You gonna hear Jay himself crying. You gonna hear him like he had a funeral, like he lost somebody.
He's disappointed.
I heard that. I never heard that though.
I wouldn't hear that
because even
I heard about it.
Just like, damn, what was that? Because like nobody heard Jay like that.
All right, send it to me. I'll wait in. But here's the thing: anybody? Because I think this was another knock. I think. How much time was between Takeover and Ether? There was a nice amount.
It was an amount of time. Yeah,
I think that's what it was. I think a lot of that for me was what it was like I was so much banging Takeover in the Blueprint that by the time Ether came, I heard it. But it was been like 6 months later. Like I'm from the era of fucking 80, 85, and 86 where fucking Bridge is over. Bridge comes out on fucking Monday. Bridge is over is out the next weekend. Like I'm not used to like that's that thing.
But no, it was 2 months. It was 2 months now. Come on,
maybe 2 months.
Sometimes
that was a long ass 2 months.
To write a masterpiece, you need time.
I mean,
because they did drop those records in between though. They dropped those Super Ugly and the Gate to the Izzo joint. That was kind of in between.
They threw some little bait out there.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. All right, one of the last ones I got. This is gonna be kind of.
Before we go, no, this was the mastermind of Mr. Nasir Jones. He waited to Jay's birthday to debut it. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember Ether came out when it was cold.
That's what it was.
And Takeover was like the end of the summer.
That was like happy birthday, Jay. That was cold.
That's cold.
I didn't realize, Nick, that
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't
That's why you
realize.
see all them Ether Day posts on December 4th on Twitter. You see Ether Day, Happy Ether Day. Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
Oh wait, hold
Okay.
on, Kill. Before you go,
Yo.
because my brother like he kind of got to this battle like way late, so he talks about it like shit happened yesterday, and I just be like, Nas won, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But this the thing though. When the title of your diss record becomes a slang word in hip hop,
Yes, thank you.
Right.
nobody say, "Yo, I'm about to take over this nigga." Nobody.
Right. No.
Everybody say, "Cam, this guy, he like you ain't got no ether for me." Like,
Word up.
Sheetha, like,
Yeah.
come on, man, it's certified and it's
All right.
True.
so,
True.
I know. The funny thing is that I heard that one of the things Jay was doing was if you said like you that Nas won, like he stopped fucking with you, like Primo.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Like,
That's probably why we ain't heard no more
yeah.
Premier on
like
Jay.
Primo, no, seriously, like Primo has said on air, like, oh nah, Nas got like you ain't heard another Jay.
Another Jay or Primo.
Shit.
So it's like Jay, it's like if you said this, I said,
That's why Clark Kent on Twitter was like,
exactly. I'm just about to say, I don't know if I remember, but Meg, me and Ya was talking about something about Big Daddy, and Clark Kent jumped in and like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like, yeah, nigga, because Big Dad and you still trying to get with Jay. Like, yeah, of course, nobody's gonna say that. Like, but all right, real quick, because they actually did this on the comic channel. Of course, we know we had Superman versus Batman. They had people in the crew fighting. I know this really isn't a crew, but who do you think will win in this battle, Black Thought or Pharoahe Monch? I've got Black Thought on in the live battle. I got Pharoahe on
wax.
I got Pharoahe on wax. What do you got, Veg?
oh man, I'm gonna me first. I'm a damn, cause see, like the thing with Pharoahe, like Black Thought.
Now keep in mind, we may have to wait 20 years for Pharoahe's song, because you know he like only takes an album
Every 10 years.
So,
The Sade or rap.
Black Thought may die in a car accident before we get the rebuttal, but
Yeah,
we get it.
I think Black Thought was dope. Like he's crazy nice, but he's familiar in the way he does it. Pharoahe Monch is like he been ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? Like all the props that people give Eminem for, Eminem gives that shit right back to Pharoahe Monch because that's where he got it from. And it's kind of one of them shits where it's unpredictable and it's nice. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, you know, if you unpredictable in a face-to-face battle, I'm going with the nigga who I can understand. So, Black Thought.
All right. Porsche.
God damn, I should have passed.
Porsche, who you got?
Oh, I got Pharoahe in both cases, and I just that whole fiasco with Black Thought not really doing a freestyle. I can't get over that. I have to forever hold this over his head. So
Porsche,
maybe on wax, I'll give it to Thought just because obviously he's good when he's got time and he can write it and recite it and practice it. But I'm gonna give it to Pharoahe. Yeah.
Porsche, I hope you never get called into court because you are not gonna forget what the witness done said. The lawyer has
I
instructed.
know, she remember everything.
She like, I ain't forgetting shit. L gonna come to the battle with Wanye in the front seat of the Benz. So,
Honestly.
Nick, who you got, bro?
I got Thought on the live one, Pharoahe on wax.
All right, Joe, who you got?
I don't know enough of Pharoahe's stuff to comment. I know Black Thought, so I'm going to pass.
All right, Gnu, who you got?
Bro, that's another one. It'd be hard to say, man, because verse for verse, I think if those guys would have battled, they would be neck and neck, man. It would be neck and neck. But you know what? I'll say on a record where they got time to to write the shit down and diss each other, I think that Black Thought would probably tear up Pharoahe Monch. But I think if they was like live, face to face and shit, like Pharoahe Monch be like he like an alien. He starts like doing that singing style and shit, man. I think he'll eat Black Thought up, man. Black Thought will be there scratching his beard. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
All right, no doubt, no doubt. We got 3 more left. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize this. These were arguments at Morgan because both these groups were popping around the same time, and they actually were a guest on the first one's album. I'm talking about Black Moon and Mobb Deep. So I'm talking about Buckshot Shorty in his prime against Prodigy in his prime. I gotta go.
You already know where I'm going.
I gotta go with Prodigy on wax because Prodigy is just a monster. And to be honest with you, I guess Buck. I don't know. The Buck I remember was a nigga jumping around with a knapsack on his back. I don't know. Buck may have been doing backflips and shit. I give it to Buck in the battle, but I give it to Prodigy on wax. Veg, who you got?
I give it to Prodigy on both, but I think it would be close. But Prodigy in his prime, just the way he said things and the confidence behind it, and you know how inventive some of his lyrics was. Because he's talking about a lot of guns and crime and shit, but just come on, who says I throw a TV at you? Like, who says that? who does that? Shit. Like, yo, she got a TV, you want to throw that? So I give it to Prodigy. I just feel like, even Prodigy prime to me extends across like 3 albums.
Right.
Whereas Black Moon, I felt like it was the first album, and after that everything else is cool. But Prodigy was at a peak level for like 3 albums, so especially like stuff like Quiet Storm, like
exactly.
All right, Forrest, who you got?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
All right, Nick, what about you? I know
Prodigy on both.
All right, no doubt.
I think Buck's prime was like my favorite Buck was the remix Buck, like the remixes to the End of the Stage album.
Right.
But I say Prodigy on both.
All right, no doubt. Joanna, you going against the Brooklyn nigga for the Queens nigga?
I'm going to pass, but Vegas just summed this up for me. Why I don't remember anything from the other cat because the only this is exactly he summed up the problem. I'm like, why is I'm so Prodigy? That's why, because only the first joint was like a good one. That explains it. Right. But I'll pass. All
right. What about you, Gnu?
Yo, Buckshot Shorty is my nigga. He made that joint killing every nigga in sight.
Oh yeah, that beat.
That nigga was killing every nigga in sight. But
damn,
I would have to give it to Prodigy. Like Vegas said, man, his prime, like he said, spread across at least 3 albums.
3 albums,
probably beyond that. Like
I would give him 4.
Yeah. Buckshot Shorty, he ain't have enough longevity. Oh, but like, all right, I'll say this on wax, Prodigy. Live performing though, Buckshot is a 2 turntables in the mic kind of MC. I think that live, I think Buckshot Shorty might fuck Prodigy up. But if they got to sit down and pen some shit, Prodigy will eat that nigga Buckshot alive.
The funny thing is too is this is like back to the drunk Royce or the sober Royce. I actually like Buckshot Shorty. Like I like the
Into the stage
Buckshot.
Yeah.
I really didn't. When it became Buckshot and he was doing all the singing with "I'm living another life for free," that was cute. But I preferred the original. Can I get open? And I preferred those "Act Like You Want It" like that. I fucked with that Buckshot Shorty. I mean, the song Buckshot was cool, but that's what I messed with. Since we're still on Prodigy, they actually this man snuffed Prodigy in front of the cops. That bullshit, like P said. Keith Murray in his prime against Prodigy. I got Prodigy taking everything, especially after that Keith Murray. Well, I can't call that Keith Murray last battle because that ain't his prime. But yeah, I would go with Prodigy in both. Even though I heard a story of Keith Murray and battling Big Daddy Kane in a diner when he was a kid, but I still would have to go with P on both. What about you, Veg?
And all that space shit don't even make sense. Don't even talk to me when you say just flip it. P, man. Shit. Yeah. I love Keith Murray. Murray back then, but when Prodigy said that shit, I was like, word, we don't even know what the fuck he talking about.
Yeah.
Yo, now, but hold tight. Now, here's the wild part. When they was on Elzhi, I Shot You, or Who Shot You, I always get that Biggie's joint mixed up. I actually like Keith. I mean, I liked Keith verse better.
Nah, Prodigy had that. The Illuminati got my mind, soul, and my body.
All right. Again.
Prodigy's deeper. Prodigy's way deeper.
I'm being out.
You gotta remember what was Keith Murray's opening line? Like, I'm here to make $1 out of 15 cents. Let my balls hang like I'm on the toilet taking the shit. Like,
yo, see, here's the thing.
Wow, shit.
Nobody know, but here's the thing.
My style's all of that. In the big bowl of chips with the dip. Nah, man, come on, Kill.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, and I understand when we're looking.
But the way he said it, though,
we gotta look at it.
Yeah.
But here,
delivery.
When niggas heard again, I feel like this is a takeover. Like, yo, that shit ain't hurt Nas. Yes, it did. Yo, when niggas heard that shit, nobody was like, yo, this nigga said my balls taking the shit. Yo, niggas was like, yo, Keith is killed. Nobody was like, oh,
no, maybe nobody up north. Down south was like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Niggas better have the coke and the smile. I shot you, yo. Nobody was like, oh man, that nigga Keith corny. Like, nah.
Nobody said that, but I ain't hear too many people say his verse is better than Prodigy's. Like, I think people thought Keith Murray's verse was dope. But conversate with many. Kill, you serious?
Yeah.
Prodigy verse was
I'm okay.
That shit is slick as shit, man.
All right, I'll just look across the board and just say that y'all all gonna go with Prodigy on this.
Word.
You don't even gotta waste another 5 minutes on that discussion. Somebody asked me this: Nature or Cormega, since they both was in the firm, and Cormega got knocked out by Nature, or whoever got knocked out, or whatever.
Nature.
Somebody got knocked out?
No, not knocked out like that. I mean, like, Cormega was in the firm, and then you looked up, and Nature was in the firm.
No, okay. Got knocked out.
No.
Somebody got hands laid on them.
I never even heard the firm album, and I think Cormega's horrible, so just off of me thinking Cormega's horrible, I'm going to say Nature would have won, but that's just like, based off of Cormega just being horrible to me. But somebody told me on Twitter the other day I need to put some respect on Mega's name, and I was like, I don't know why, but okay.
The Realness album is kind of dope, Kill. I can't front.
All right.
But
so
he's not better than Nature by a long shot, so I pick Nature.
All right, Porsche.
Yeah, I love Cormega. I actually even got his. I keep up with him. So, and even though I think he's dope, I still have to say Nature. It's just better all around.
Nick, who you got?
Yeah, Nature.
All right, Joe, who you got?
I'm gonna pass.
All right, good news. Who you got?
Mega.
I
never fuck with Nature. I never thought Nature was nice. I never thought why. I never understood why he was in the firm. But I never understood why he was on any record ever.
That's a good question. Vegas, nigga, like a Queensbridge representative. Where did Nature even come from? Like, he just appeared one day. Like, did they put an ad like, yo, we gotta open it? Like, where did this nigga Nature even come from?
I mean, honestly, I didn't live there, so. But I never saw him before, and I don't know that nigga, man.
Yeah, like is he Queensbridge though?
It was one day Nature did this, and the next day he was like on the joint on Nori's album, like banned from TV.
Well, what I think happened is, how there's some, because Queensbridge is huge, you know what I'm saying, and somebody's probably like, yo, this dude is nice. He's from the bridge, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that he know everybody, because like Cormega knew my cousin, you know what I'm saying? So there was that thing or whatever, and then in Nature, I don't know, he just might have been a dude that just lived in the projects that was nice.
All right.
They just decided to put him in there, but
all right.
I read somewhere that after Nas and Cormega had that dispute over whatever their differences, whatever caused Cormega to be kicked out of the firm, Nas went and found Nature. So I think he actually like handpicked them to be in the firm. The firm was
that was a desperation move.
for whatever it actually was. But what is said that happened is that Nas actually like found him and recruited him for his similar style.
All right, no doubt. We talked. Well, Big touched on this a little bit earlier. Big or Nas?
Yes.
In their prime, we all know. Now that we heard Nas's joint say, that who you think kicking the door was for. You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of hate that shit. I hate these subliminal disses. Again, I'm a old head. I like the Queens keeps on taking it. BDP naming people. We would have never known kicking the doors about Nas if Nas didn't tell us that. You know what I mean? Like, I hated them little subliminal back and forths, and when even when Big was, I'm surprised you run with them. I think you got coming them. I would have nobody would have ever put together. Oh, they talking about J. Rue and he's talking to Primo, saying, "Oh, I'm shocked you run with them," whatever like that. So, Big or Nas? I'm going with Big on both fronts again. On that. Vega, you still passing or you chiming in?
Well, let me say this. I think like with Jay-Z and Nas, they subliminal to death before they actually battle.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like they just constantly back and forth.
And I mean, I hated all that shit. I heard when Nas said when he said something on the message, Lex with TV sets the minimum. Like they said, I read later on that Jay had gotten the Lex, and he was like, "Oh, that ain't nothing. You ain't even got the TV." So I just hate subliminal disses from anybody. I'm like, you guys,
let me know who you talking about.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like only they know, only both of them. Like they having a secret conversation.
Back 55 million people listening to the shit, though. Right. So let us know.
Like who you talking? Yeah, I pass, man. Fuck it.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, Porsche, who you got?
Nope, I'm passing this one. Can't do it.
No doubt. Nick, who you got?
Same Biggie on live. Nas, because we know what Nas can do. Unfortunately, Big passed, so I don't know I can't assume what he would have done. So I'm giving it to Nas on wax.
All right, what about you, Joe?
This one is, I think I'm gonna have to pass. I just don't even want to be on record saying shit. Like,
right?
No, like
I don't want to be on record. Like on when I die.
Yeah, she don't want no video.
Yeah, exactly.
No, God,
it's gonna be. Yeah, like I don't even want that shit out there.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say no. I'm gonna pass. I don't even know. Like this is.
All right, no doubt. Good enough. You got it. You pass it too, man.
I'm a pass, but I want to share this though. I remember hearing a story. I think it was Little C's was telling a story about Nas and Big. They was in the studio in Cali, and they was going spitting verses and shit. And they said he was saying that Biggie ran out of gas, but the nigga Nas just kept going and going and going and going to the point where like C's like Big was like, "Yo, I can't fuck with dude." You know what I mean?
I read that.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
I did hear that. I heard also that Nas made up. I think it's the same thing where he was just spitting lyrics with words that all started with the same letter. I read that somewhere. Like he was just like crazy like that.
The one thing I could believe about that is I don't find that hard to believe because I always peg Big as the type of MC who rhymed when it was time to get stuff done. Like
he just made songs.
But he didn't have like books and shit.
Right. Like it didn't like strike me as the MC who's like gonna come out with 20 notebooks. Like I looked at Big like, yo, Puff, like, yo, nigga, let's go. We gotta write a song. Like, okay. And then when he was done writing that song, like with Pac, we got Pac albums 20 years later. Like that's why we ain't have shit left from Big. Because to me, Big is the MC of I write when it's time to write. So I can definitely believe that, he ran out of gas. Like, I'm done, nigga. Like,
to make 2 points, when Big won the Lyricist Award at Source Awards, he thought Nas was going to win. And he said that shit. He was like, he didn't think he was going to win no lyrical award. Like, maybe best record or some shit, but it wasn't something he was going for. And the other thing was he was constantly saying Life After Death would be his last album. And that was part of the reason also why it was a double album, because he just wanted to make money. He didn't really want to keep rhyming. And again, that's why he was like kind of saying Jay-Z is an up and coming dude and he ready to quit. So I don't think Big was like wanted to be like the best rapper of all time. I think he just thought his shit was hot and he made his shit and that was it. But like Nas was more like, nah, I want to be the best rapper there is. So
right.
But I passed. So
all right, I got you. And the last one, we got something that everybody has been wanting from day one. I'm talking Big Daddy Kane versus Rakim. We heard years later that Ra had something ready for Kane, and Kane had something ready for Ra. Like they knew where inevitably this was gonna go. So they both was like almost like rushing the USA. Like niggas is both ready. They both got their hand on the button, just waiting to push it. And I think I even read something or heard something about Rakim even reaching out to Kane or reaching out to Kane's people like, yo, I heard some shit was that about me. And Kane was like, nah. And then Rob was like, oh, okay. Like, I got, for you just in case. So in that note, and it's almost funny, it goes back to those subliminals, even going back to those days, because I forgot Rakim and EPMD had a little beat.
Yeah.
At me and I slapped you back. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? So even back then they had the subliminals and everything like that. And Eric Summer was funny. He's like, man, you crazy. Rock kill us. Like it ain't even no battle. Like I'm not battling that nigga Rakim or whatever. But I got Kane on both fronts. I got Kane in the live show because I feel like Kane would have came out there with Scoop and Scrap jumping over each other.
In the middle of the battle?
Yeah, in the middle of the battle.
Killing him on the mic while he dancing. Like,
you was like get the job done when Ted was just like, like a little break. Like Kane would have like time out, boom, and then just on his neck, he would have quit. When Kane Mike, he would have came right back on the verse to kill Rod. And I just feel like Rakim was so cool. Like Rod would have just been like this, like, you know what I mean? And even on Wax, I feel like, Rakim would have been nasty with it. Again, it's not nothing that's close, but I just feel like the punchlines and the wittiness, I feel like Kane would have won on both fronts. Vague, who you got?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's in the house.
I feel like the same thing you said, man. Like it's difficult to say that because Rakim, he changed the whole sport of rapping with his rhymes, but that ain't battle rapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's songwriting and really verses writing. But yeah, man, Kane was just too much energy, man. He would have. Yeah. He just had just too much swagger where he would have been able to tap into all of that in his rhymes. And people just would have felt bad, like feeling like Kane's killing this cat because it's Rakim. Right. But you know what I'm saying? It's like just Kane just had too many tools, man. So yeah, I gotta go with Big Daddy Kane.
And the funny thing is on Wax too, we always gotta keep in mind the producer. We talking about Marley in his prime, so that means the beat's gonna be crazy too. So this, this could be some set it off type beat. This could be a Kane type beat. So keeping in mind that on Wax, Kane was gonna come with that too. Porsche, what you got?
I've got Rakim on both, and wow. I know. I can't. That's the God-MC. Like I firmly believe that. I know Vegas just said he's a songwriter and not a battle rapper, but I think put in that situation, if he had to, he could bring it. And I think that, I think Raw, like the mechanics, the technique, like everything about him would have just, I think he would have just taken it.
The funny thing, I see what you're saying, and I thought about that too. And Vague, the point that you made was dope because when you said the whole thing about Rod changing the game, I almost looked at it like how LeBron changed the game. But to me, if it's a LeBron and Kobe 1-on-1 to 21, Kobe gonna take that. You know what I mean? So even though LeBron changed the game, he may eventually be better than Mike on that 1-on-1. But I see what you're saying, Portia. I just think in a rap battle, that would be good in like the rap Olympics. Like if niggas was judging it and it was like, okay, like that nigga died, but with the crowd just being live and everything, I think Kane would have just brought more jokes. Not saying, Rob may not. I just think that wasn't Rakim's style where like when I think of rap battles, I'm always thinking of witty punch. Like you said with Cube. Like Cube shit was straight comedy. Like No Vaseline was just like straight comedy. And I don't know. And Rod may have been able to have that, but Rod was just nobody smiling. Like I don't know if Rod.
Right. You never saw that.
So, but I feel you. Nick. What you got?
Yeah, I got Kane on both. Like the live, like the performance aspect, like the bravado, just that energy that Kane got. I don't think Rod could match that in the live forum. And then on Wax 2, even though I think Rakim would have come sharp, it's still about. I think Kane would have had a little bit more oomph in his shit on that battlefront. Now we talking about making an album, then that's a different story. But just a battle track, I would give it. I give a slight edge to Kane on Wax.
All right, no doubt. Joe, who you got?
I think I'm going to have to go with Kane. It's hard for me because I have seen Rakim. No, Rakim is a hood guy. He was a hood guy, so you could walk up on him, and they got the turntables up, and he just spitting something. So I have seen him do that. I hear what y'all are saying about him being an album song making rappers. But I will have to go with Kane because a part of winning a battle is showmanship, right? So you have to be able to engage your audience in a way that I don't think Rakim can do. So I would have to give that to Kane.
All right. Yeah, like, and let me just off that point, like, like when you say that about the crowd, Rakim had a song say, move the crowd, you know what I'm saying? But listen to how he approached it. How can I move the crowd?
Right.
First of all, like, in a battle, we would have been like, man, get this nigga out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Right.
The Rakim, the way he did that was more like, this is a dope record, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? But Kane is more party, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's engaged more, so yeah, I agree.
All right, Gnu, who you got?
Kane, man.
All right.
That's it.
All right. No doubt.
Rod my nigga, though.
Right.
No doubt.
And again,
that's the God MC.
I
just want to say that I waited for years for that Rakim album he was doing with Dre. Do y'all remember when he was supposed to do that album with Dre? The one that never happened?
Yeah. It's actually, I'm going to link that interview. He did an interview recently talking about why it never came out because Dre wanted him to do more gangster rap, and he was like, "That ain't my style."
Yeah,
right.
He was trying to make him, do something he wasn't trying to do.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dre. Dre had signed my man Maul from Philly. This dude, the Last Emperor, who was a beast.
I remember him.
I remember, dude.
Yeah. And it never same thing. Like I don't know if it was the gangsters thing, but it just never came out. And I'll link this. He had an album out called The Legend of Bigfoot, which is one of my favorite albums. I'll link it to y'all if y'all want it. But dude, my man Jamal was on a whole nother playing field when it came to like hip hop. He got this joint called Wums, talking about homeless people. Got this joint Heaven, talking about like kicking it with people who have died and musicians and artists who have died. He had this crazy joint Secret Wars where it was rappers versus comic book people. So it was like,
that's the joint I remember,
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I remember dude back in the 90s.
It was Doc Ock versus Busta Rhymes. It was Storm versus Lauryn Hill. That was dope. Just for shits and giggles in the show, here's the thing, man. I always wanted, being back in 84, I was 10, I was a shorty. I always wanted Buff from the Fat Boys to battle Fresh. I always wanted that beatbox battle, I always wanted that because it was always like, yo, Buffy with the Fat Boys with
not Buff though. I would put Doug against I would put Biz against Dougie Fresh. Because all Buff had was a rubber, like he. He had style. He had.
Well, yo, you know what? Let's call it audible. Biz,
Biz Mark,
versus Doug, and I'm gonna go with Biz. I'm gonna go with Biz on that. I like Dougie. Dougie was too light and ass for me. It was like I like harder stuff. Pause. Like I like like I said with Gangstar. I want the harder beat. So I'm gonna go with Biz on that. Vague, who you got?
Biz Markie, man. Like that bass in his beatboxing. Man, we used to try to emulate that dude. You know what I'm saying? We had to go and stand in the project corner to get the bass out in order to get the beatbox to resonate.
Yeah.
Bass Monkey, he came to my junior high school when I was back in the 90s or whatever, when he had Just a Friend out and shit. And you know, like the whole time, you know, he's doing Just a Friend and all that. I'm thinking like, nigga, start beatboxing, please. And when he did that shit, you talk about like I had to look like, is the sound system back there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around when Dougie was out there, and it kind of felt like, all right, with your Mr. Bojangles shit, nigga. Just all right.
Oh, did you?
It would be a good battle, though, man.
It would be a good battle, but I don't want to hear no phone ringing and all that shit.
Calling Dougie Fresh, Mr. Bojangles.
What was Buffy gonna do though? What was Buff gonna do?
Dougie Fresh in his prime, I saw. So that's what I'm saying. This is AOI Dougie Fresh. When I was already tired of that shit, so I give him that.
Let me call him Bojangles. All right. Porsche, who you got?
Biz. Yeah, same reasons.
I ain't never gonna look at Dougie Fresh the same. Like every time.
Yeah, man. Vegas is
Mr. Bojangles
ruined Dougie Fresh.
ruins your favorite rapper, your favorite entertainer.
Damn.
Wasn't even supposed to be on here tonight. You were supposed to be taking a break, man, and now you looking at Dougie
Doing Trust the Building, man.
Man, come on, man.
Well, yo, look, I still like Dougie Fresh. Look, I like the snap, all right? So that don't mean I don't like him, you know.
Right, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying now I'm not gonna look at him as the world's greatest entertainer.
He Mr. Bojangles now.
Mr. Bojangles.
I don't want that hero. Boy, with a show to come on, and I'm like, oh, that's Slick Rick and Mr. Bojangles. Like, I want that picture in my mind. Yo, Nick, who you got, man? Who you got?
Yeah, Biz, man. Like, and truth be told, Biz has my favorite rap song of all time. Make the music with your mouth. Biz is my favorite rap song of all time. We used to try to mimic that cat. Like, we used to go in the bathroom. Can you get that echo and shit? So we used to be trying to doing our little corny whack beatbox in the bathroom and shit. All right. Biz Markie easily for me, man.
All right, Joe, who you got?
Biz, all day.
All right, and we already know who Gnu got because he called the audible. So we already know who you got. We called the audible on the play. Yo, don't sleep on my man Ready Rock C out of Philly. He was down with Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
So check him out on the Underwater album. Yeah, he did the Underwater thing. He did
Sam for the Sun.
Get all the
yeah.
Sam for the Sun. Ready Rock C was dope.
Shit backwards.
Yeah. Ready Rock C.
Hey, what you think about what about Rozelle, the Godfather Noise?
Rozelle was well. It's funny you said that.
You got the album back there. Pull it on out.
Got something.
He got everything back there.
You got the record store behind it.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if it still works, but you could open it up and it used to beatbox.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like it had damn, this thing will not work no more. It had something like right here where you could press it and it would beatbox. Crazy. But this was dope. But then speaking of Biz, another little gimmick over here.
You know, I'm thinking about this. I think he's the first kid that had a singing hooks.
You got the Biz joint. Now this was the Biz action figure. Like only 50 of these were made.
This guy, yo.
Damn, you got shit like that. You got shit like that.
Yeah, he like that.
Video.
What?
You got your own like
this motherfucker hip hop museum up in there.
Yeah. He's a hip hop museum. Word.
Damn.
Hip hop history in the room.
Oh shit! It's that Biggie?
Yeah, like the actual.
It's crazy.
This joint with the ring.
Kill.
Got the ring on.
Oh shit!
Wow.
You got the book on. We're picking boogers.
Get out of here, man.
And hold on, I'm see if this still works. Hold on. No, the batteries in this dead too. He beatbox too.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
You the ill nigga, bro.
That's crazy. You got that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Got the black history on hip hop fucking artifact.
Damn.
I have nothing further. That is it.
This dude
Man,
kill.
yeah, kill. You are Mr. Hip Hop.
For real.
Man, I'm coming to your house, man. I want to play with all.
Yeah, you probably got a hip hop toy store in that
Put some batteries in there.
It's crazy, but the biz joint, y'all know I got everything, man. I got the big joint right here, man.
Hey, that's a whole. You could do a show on that shit.
Oh yeah. That's the
Got Dusty. I got to dust him off. He's been up there for about 10 years, but
damn son,
got the big joint.
Oh my god!
I can't believe he's got
I can't
this.
believe it.
You got the
Damn.
Outcast. You got Outcast.
oh my god,
that big boy with the Astros
This guy.
jersey.
Yeah. So,
Kill, if your hip hop figurines are gone, I robbed your house. That's all I took.
You just incriminated yourself on film.
word up.
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna Google you and find that. They gonna Google you and find that.
you got Play.
Smuggle them across the border.
Flavor.
Damn.
Do we got the clock?
Flavor.
Yo, he got the clock on.
He got the clock on?
All
That's
right.
what's up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, man. It,
Boy, kill.
Wait, kill with a Danny Terrio toy.
Right.
serial stuff.
Roll that around like Danny Terrio.
Everybody out there who's in the comic books, check it out. Comic Variant on YouTube, very dope channel. Gnu, give them all your stuff, man, where they can get at you, man.
Oh shit, man. Instagram at Mr. Gary Gnu, Twitter at Mr. Gary Gnu 73.
No doubt. Joe, give them everything.
JWOmedia.com at FilmLubba, LUBA on Twitter.
All right, Nick, give them everything.
Twitter is Balloon, BUHLOONE. IG is Starsky with the gum soul.
All right.
Those space fans.
All right.
All right, Porsche, give them everything.
Twitter and IG is Cherche La Porsche.
All right, no doubt, Vay. Give them everything in that new joint that you and Tone got out too.
Oh, all right. So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Vegas World INC, and I got a new podcast on YouTube. It's on our channel, the B-Roll Network. The name of the podcast is called That Time in Hip Hop. We talk about things that happen in hip hop history, from albums to events to artists. Just a lot of culture there, you know what I'm saying, and preserving that culture. So check that out.
All right, no doubt.
For sure.
Y'all already know this with me, Kill889 on Twitter and IG. We'll make beats for food. This is a joint right here where you can see it. You can squeeze.
Oh God.
You squeeze to hear the beatbox sound and this booger
Picking boogers. Exactly. This dog that picks boogers.
Yo, this guy.
Y'all already know it is with me. So good looking out. I'll catch y'all next week, y'all.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.